what's up.
No, but I thought about it. I definitely thought about it. Gonna do a high roll? Take off the headsets or put on the headsets? Both. We'll get some practice for it. Your piece wide, by the way. What? Oh, well, we fixed it. 10 again. Okay. 10.
And we're back. Some more Doug Linn on this here stream with his Eldritch evolution.
Give me 1 second.
And Mark Anliker with Naya. Wonder if it's going to just be the traditional like Zooey Naya, or if we've got something else going on here. Yeah.
I'll keep this, by the way. You're going to have to start posting a deck list on YouTube, too. We get a lot more views there. Okay, ready to rock?
Looks like we're underway here.
18.
Are they both keeping 7?
It looks like it.
Hierarch, go.
That's a good play.
Both with Hierarch on 1.
Yeah, that's a pretty good start.
Still nothing in the headphones, but we'll still commentate anyways.
Yeah.
I have to say I like Doug's Hierarchs better than I like Mark's.
Yep, good old conflux.
The border looks so much better.
Mm-hmm. Don't got that big annoying dot in the middle.
This is looking rather familiar on both sides.
Yeah. Just one got, so it's like a pair of twins versus one. And then you got 2 like elementals just chilling.
I can guarantee those kinds of things.
Now, do you think Doug's deck runs any instance at
I don't
all?
want this, I want a Goblet Shrine.
Good question.
Other than like maybe like Path? Okay.
He probably runs some amount of removal, and the only other instant I could see him playing would be Cord, and even then, that's questionable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually got blood rage.
Don't even joke about that, man.
Well, last time I blood raged somebody on camera, I lost batteries.
Huh?
You're good.
Looks like he drew an Archangel there.
Probably not exactly what he wanted to draw, but
I wonder what he has like against for like this matchup. I don't know if you wouldn't think he has any silver bullets like he did against Jund with Sidgarda.
hopefully we'll find out. I'm definitely looking forward to some more evolution action going on.
Definitely.
I will.
Do you swing for 3?
Possibly. Yeah, actually, yeah, you do.
Because you're going to get hit for 4 more than likely.
Eldritch Evolution this
Oh,
guy.
never mind. We're going to evolution it up.
Yeah, and I also feel like Doug's deck probably has more life gain than Mark's does.
That's definitely fair, especially with Angel combo.
It means he definitely has a spike feeder, and that's what you can just go get 4 life.
Be interesting if he had something like Kiopia Nilar here. Just make the
He gets
Rhino. Well, Rhino's fine too.
it. Yeah.
And I got you at 14.
But Kiopia +3 to my elemental token seems fine.
Yeah. Make it a 5/5.
Definitely seems fair.
This Gavany Township here for Mark could be pretty good.
Yeah, it actually allows his elemental to attack into the Rhino here.
But I feel like that's a race he's probably going to lose here, since he'll be dropping. Like if he cracks with the Voice of Resurgence, he gets attacked for 7 next turn.
So many mana dorks.
Yeah. He also supposed to have like a Knight of the Reliquary in hand. Goes ahead and plays it. It only looks to be a 2/2.
Yeah.
Not especially good.
Okay,
Haven't drawn any fetch lands, so
Mm-hmm. But it can quickly become a 4/4 next turn by like tapping and blocking and then sacking a fetch land. Yeah, these mana dorks aren't especially good on turn 3 and 2 as drops. They're very good on turn 1 and at like 1 copy, but you don't usually want to see multiple. But I personally rather it be Noble Hierarchs because at least you get the Exalted, but you're not even getting the Exalted here because you're blocking and not attacking.
yeah. That's why I said it might be worth his time to attack into the Rhino here.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can always block with the Voice Resurgence on the 3/3, and then you get a 5/5. Then you can attack for 8 with that next turn. I feel like you just take 4 and block the 3/3. Because if you block the Rhino, you just take 5. It says trample. I wonder why it doesn't have flying. It's a fair card.
Oh, so very fair. When I say that, I mean in the most facetious manner I can.
So
That would be nice. That would be nice.
I was just kind of looking at my board, wondering what was going on.
You can take him out of play if you want. Yeah.
See, like what a good evolution here would be able to get like a Orzhov Pontiff.
Catacombs and play it.
That'd pretty much wipe Mark's board there, leaving him with a 2/2 and a 2/2.
2/2/2s?
Yep.
2/2 for 2. 2/2 for 2.
Bears. Very scary.
More like the Walrus.
How sick would it be if Doug just like Maelstrom pulses a Hierarch? I don't know why he'd be playing it,
Huge, isn't it?
but Maelstrom
It
pulse
would
would
hit
be
his own, so probably not that good. Especially since he wants to play Archangel next turn.
2 for 3.
Spring forth
Or
my
you
Burly
could just
Protector,
cast an Archangel next
Flare
turn.
blocker.
Yeah, Archangel's pretty good, but he decides well, yeah, he can still cast it if he has a land, which he probably does. Looks like he's generating 3 mana.
Knight number 2?
Yep.
Yep.
These knights can quickly become 4/4s if necessary.
Looks like that's what Mark's going to do here.
Yeah, he's gonna do something. Make them. Looks like he's gonna make them both 4/4s. Then gonna tap something for 4 mana.
I'm surprised he's not getting a red-white land in case his Hierarchs died.
True. Looks like he's casting a Johnny Vengeant here. Looks to be pretty good. Can keep down that keep down that Rhino.
Yeah. Definitely does not want that Rhino coming in anymore.
Did he attack with that elemental token?
Yeah, he attacked and it was blocked by the Hierarch.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It's 3/3 now.
18.
Looks to be about an even board, I would say. Especially with the Rhino tapped.
Mm-hmm.
Question is, will he suicide the 2
Token?
creatures in order to hit a Johnny here?
Well, a Johnny doesn't go off till he hits the 7, and like the worst he can do at this point is double Helix, which is pretty good, putting him back up to 6 life, and then getting rid of preferably 2 creatures. The Rhino is still tapped though, so the Rhino should be tapped.
Yeah. Rhino should definitely be tapped.
Bad Rhino.
Bad Rhino, bad.
Yeah.
Get back tapped.
Tap it down. Tap it down.
Oh, this is 10.
There you go.
Yeah, remains down. Yep.
Okay, I'm going to crash.
Looks like he's trying to swing 5 at a Johnny.
Crash.
Yep.
Looks like the Knight will probably block the 3/3.
Guaranteed.
I don't know. He might be like dangerous with a collected company, so he might block the
It's a 4/4.
Yeah.
Okay.
the Eternal Witness. But I feel like you do block the 3/3 because if he does have a collected company,
Rusto.
yeah.
Get
This is pretty good
Well,
here.
I gotta think about what
Blinking the Rhino.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you
Putting you down to 7.
do you blink Rhino or you what?
Well, it counts if you need either the land, the Noble Hierarch, or the Voice of Resurgence in the
No, we're in the
graveyard.
blockers
If he doesn't need any of that, I just Blink Rhino and
Trying to
Helix
figure out
him.
what I want to target with this. It's not going to be
Helix
token, I
Am
know
does
that.
sound pretty
Whether I
pretty
wanna
wonderful.
untap a
And then your Rhino is untapped.
Yep.
Eternal Witness, yeah. I think I want to
And he can't Johnny him next turn because only it looks like he's blinking the Rhino. And because Johnny can tap down anything, Johnny can ability anything with his +1, but it only says
Stays
something.
tapped.
Only something can stay tapped.
Yeah, it doesn't tap it down.
And I will pass the turn to you.
A little bit better if it could.
Johnny goes
Killing
down.
one of the knights. Looks like Johnny does go 2 here. Yeah, it looks like Doug definitely has a pretty strong board presence here.
Yep. I'm curious how many Rhinos he plays.
Yeah, I'm honestly curious about his whole list. Like having a Sigarda in the main, that kind of thing.
Oh, Cigar is a great card. If I'm playing a green-white deck with 1-drops with all the mana dorks, I'm definitely playing a Cigar because just playing that on turn 3 against most decks is ridiculous and very lucky. But playing on turn 4 against like Jund is very silly. You can just
Playing
end
that card
games.
against Jund is silly.
Yeah, and then having like a free win card that you can tutor up 2 different ways or at least 1 different way is pretty good.
Can't argue with that.
Looks like he's getting rid of the Johnny to Helix the 2/1 Eternal Witness. Doesn't feel like the strongest, but it looks like he has another Knight in hand. Just kind of.
All the knights and all the hierarchs.
I would play the Knight and swing with the Elemental. So he's attacking for 8.
5. Oh yeah, it is 8 with all the exalted triggers. That is a gigantic elemental.
Dies on block. I feel like you can just drop the 13 here.
I don't think you even block it. I think you just take
Yeah,
it.
that's why I said I doubt you block. So you just drop the 13.
Definitely looks like Doug is still winning the race, even with the elemental. Completely forgot hierarchs count as creatures there for a minute.
He's also then activating the Gavany Township. Interesting. So he's taking 9, falling to 12. Which this is lethal next turn.
I'll announce
Doug
my life
has
goals
nothing.
louder.
And Doug's swinging for 7, could put Mark down to 2 if he doesn't block, but I'm pretty sure he will. Because, you know, who likes dying?
It does seem a little overrated. So it looks like Doug is on the back foot here.
Birds of Paradise?
Looks like he has Spike Feeder in hand here.
Yep, it's definitely a Spike Feeder.
I'll play a Spike Feeder.
I told you that those was plugs were for. They were unplugged like the past weeks, and they always went, I'm like, these plugs are probably our headsets. And
I
Ben's
told
like,
you to plug them in.
to where? Thanks. Told you.
Does sound like we can hear each other again.
Yep.
A little loud, but I'll live. So, looks like Doug will have to do a little bit of blocking here, but it doesn't look like Mark will just be able to attack in for the win here.
Yep. He could get a Keswick Wolf run if for some reason he lets the Elemental go in for free, or puts like the 01 Birds of Paradise onto it. Looks like instead he's choosing to get a Stirring Wildwood right now, but you also can't sack that land next turn.
Yeah. He is out of lands to sack here. And didn't we say Doug had the Archangel in hand earlier?
It's possible, but
He is only 1 mana away from going infinite if he does.
nope, he has it in the form of the birds.
Yep, true.
It's better for those jerks.
Can you see what Mark's hand has? Looked like maybe a lightning bolt and maybe a resto.
He has a knight, I believe, still. He still hasn't played it from last turn.
Gotcha.
And then he has 2 mysteries to me. It's a very close game here.
Cut the tension with a knife.
I still think you just attack with the elemental here.
It is essentially the abyss, so
Mm-hmm.
I think you block with the resto, yeah. Because you want the 5th mana.
Yeah.
Combat damage step?
How spicy would it be if he had like a Kiki Jiki in here?
I don't think he could quite support that.
Just
So
like
it looks like he has Sacred Foundry.
Sacred Foundry Knight in hand. And then mystery card.
We'll slowly piece it together here, folks. Looks like Knight coming out. Oh, no.
Looks like a Lockstone Smiter.
And
Double Lockstone Smiter.
miscall on the Knight, but that's fine.
They look very similar.
Yeah, agreed. And Angel?
Both 1 Great White and with a bunch of text.
Angel. GG's. Infinite life, infinite
Mark just
power.
scoops it up.
Bird you. Bop you.
Yep. Just bop him around the head
No,
Yep.
for infinite.
I hit the bird, so I wasn't ripping anything. I was just hoping you didn't have a path.
Bop, 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 bop. So, what kind of sideboard are we going to be seeing here?
What in Lingering Souls?
It's possible that Doug has a Linvala on the board. Actually, I mean, Mark might have a Linvala or some other type of creature for combo decks like this.
Didn't he bring in a Blood Moon a couple weeks ago?
I think that was Lopi.
That was Lopi who did that? Okay. It's always hard to like speculate, especially with like Naya and his evolution deck. I don't know what's going on with them. So
Yeah.
guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Find our
I want to know if there's any like Baneslayer Angels in Doug's deck. 'Cause that card has a warm place in my heart.
I do appreciate some Baneslayer action. First deck that made proper use of Baneslayer, I would have to say, is actually Naya and Extended.
Naya Lightsaber?
No. In Extended, in 2009, Kibler actually won a Texas GP out of nowhere with Naya playing 4 Baneslayer Angels. And Extended of all formats.
Yeah.
That actually is what caused Baneslayer to shoot up from like a $12 card to like a $50 card. So. And then later that year at the World Championship, it appeared as a 4 of and Naya Lightsaber.
Card is pretty good against Jund and Broodmage Dragon.
Yeah, it did eat them alive.
I wasn't wild about having 3 hierarchs.
Admittedly, like the Jund decks had a lot of removal, but
Yeah,
Naya
no,
Lightsaber
they-
just tried to overload all of the removal by having all of the biggest creatures in the format.
Yep.
Triple exalted triggers. But yeah, I would have preferred the path.
You didn't cut past it.
Nah. I played 5 paths. 4 and a ballot.
So it still seems like Sigarda is still good in this matchup,
so good,
just
man.
because it has flying, it has hexproof. It's going to be a hard card for Mark to deal with.
5/5 is a big creature.
Yeah. And the fact that none of his paths deal with it, he doesn't have an answer in 75, I almost guarantee
Is
it.
that what it is?
Yeah.
Say what?
The butt fight, destroy a creature with power 4 or greater. Or no, it's
Toughness 4 greater. and
yeah,
then
it's
also-
butt reprisal is what it is.
What do you mean?
You know, reprisal is an old
Oh,
card.
right.
to
Destroy target creature 4.
4
Yeah,
greater,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's butt reprisal.
Butt reprisal.
How to explain the entirety of that one?
Yeah, I was not quite there with it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like an inside joke or something.
No. Toughness is the butt.
No, I mean like among them, so they instantly know what it is. They're like, oh, butt reprisal. But like, if you explain that to somebody, like he did to Mark here, Mark's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I figure most people aren't going to be familiar with reprisal in this day and age anyway, so.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they're finally done sideboarding here. Hopefully we'll get some sweet game 2 action going here shortly.
Mm-hmm.
You think so, Ishkana?
Yeah, you get a bunch of get 3/1/1, 3/1/2 reaches.
Because it would be what, like land? I don't have any instants really in here. I have very few.
So I guess yeah, I guess you're not playing hand.
Yeah, you'd have land, sorcery, creature at the very least.
Well, that's even if you have sorcery, because the Eldritch Evolution itself exiles itself. So.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to fill up your yard.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I didn't evaluate that card very highly, but maybe I need to revisit
I
it.
was talking about it the other day here, and everyone else had sort of the same impression that it was not very good. But I do think it is. I mean, it's 5 mana. It's really splashable for one. It's only got 1 green, and it's 5 mana for a 6/11 reach across 4 bodies.
Yeah. Well,
If you have a delirium, yes.
That I know is going to happen at some point.
Oh, it's super. I mean, it's it's not.
It is a pretty good card, though. I saw it at the SCG Open.
What is it?
The Ishkna or whatever, the Grim
Oh,
Widow.
the spider?
Yep, the 3/5 for 5.
That makes dudes.
Well, it makes dudes win at ETBs, yeah, if you have delirium.
But it's a giant legendary spider. How can you not like it? It feels like it's directly out of Lord of the Rings.
I know, man. Spiders are pretty scary.
I know, it's great. It fits in with a horror theme great.
Yeah.
I think the spider play
Really happy where they went with the direction of this. Like, they went from classic horror into the Lovecraftian horror. So it's definitely been rather nice for this block. I wasn't happy to see Emrakul, but it gave it that Eldritch feel.
Mm-hmm.
So. If we can't have Cthulhu, at least we got the giant spaghetti monster.
Mm-hmm. Very similar.
Yeah.
Possibly cousins.
Very possible. They do both sport the tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
They are both prayed to.
Swamp and Godless Shrine doesn't get me there either.
Looks like both our players here are mulliganing to 6.
Yep.
playing a whole lot of Nords.
Speaking of giant spaghetti monsters, did you hear about the woman who sued New England State in order to wear a spaghetti strainer on her head as part of her religion?
I have not.
It's because it's the holy hat of the flying spaghetti monster.
The Pastafarianism.
Pastafarianism. So she sued. She got to wear it during her driver's license photo.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can respect that.
I guess if I were playing Radiant Flames, it would allow me to cast Radiant Flames without a
I'm curious, do they have like a church they go to on like Tuesday or something?
It's Wednesdays.
It's Wednesdays?
Yeah,
Oh, is that just spaghetti day or something?
turn 1 hierarchy
I'm not sure quite honestly. I do know one thing though.
Radiant Flame for 3.
If I'm going to go to hell, I honestly hope that's the Pastafarianism hell, because it's filled with stale beer coming out of volcanoes and hookers with STDs, which sounds significantly better than Christian hell.
I'll be keeping this.
Where did you know this from?
My friend is actually a Pastafarian. He actually let me read the good book while I was in college.
The good book.
It's that good, huh?
If there's any religious book you should read, it's that one. Looks like we've got a turn 1 mana dork here from Doug.
Mm-hmm. Mark preferred the Stirring Wildwood enter the battlefield tapped land.
Yeah, I'm not overly fond of that particular land, but Skoos here does seem rather good for Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Going to see handy dandy Finks here.
Mm-hmm. Or a Eldritch Evolution to find a Finks, or possibly another 3-drop.
I don't think I would waste an evolution to get a 3-drop. I would play a 3-drop into 5-drop.
Mm-hmm.
as we saw round 1.
Yeah. Oof. Sidgarda.
Sigarda on turn 3, brutal.
Yeah.
Ooh, Spike Feeder on 3, or on 2 rather.
I fight your ooze, the ooze of my own. Is it an ooze?
No, I'm honestly not sure what creature type it is.
Whoa. No fear from Mark here.
I think it's insect actually.
An insect? Makes sense. Looks like Mark's playing a lot of manlands here, both the 3/4 reach and the Raging Ravine.
Well, if you're going to be playing Naya, you do have access to some decent man lands. One good one,
It
and
is a spike.
it's a spike. It is the most aggressive of the spikes.
I can
It's not a
see it
Johnny,
to it.
good sir. It's not a Timmy. It's a spike.
I do like spikes. A Rhino here on turn 3 is pretty good. This is a pretty good curve out here from Doug, going turn 2 3 drop into turn 3 4 drop.
Oh yeah. And he hasn't even had to waste any evolutions he may or may not have.
Valorous stance here from Mark. It's interesting.
But reprisal.
But reprisal, yes.
And it is exiled, not put into the graveyard. So the Rhino is exiled. Or does it destroy?
I do not know. Doug did just read it, so unless he's trying to get an edge
yeah.
up, it did
Destroy.
destroy.
Okay. I must be thinking of something else. I don't play with a lot of these subpar standard cards that make their way to modern.
See, Doug could just win here by like trying to slam a.
Angel.
Yep, and if But
it-
Mark has nothing, but he is.
He didn't tap any mana. Like, you can't just slam Angel into that. Like,
Yeah.
that's suicidal.
Looks like he has a worship in hand. Interesting.
Huh. Does not plan on dying anytime
Looks
soon.
like he has a celestial purge in hand. No, I hope not.
Yeah, I don't think that will do much. I don't think I've seen a single black creature out of Doug other than Rhino.
16 all?
16, 14.
Or 16, 14.
16, 14. And
I doubt Mark brought any like enchantment removal in here, but he can still win by getting rid of the creatures.
Yeah, but you'll have to kill every single creature.
But there's only 2 on board, so it's not
Right now.
ridiculous. It could seem to be harder if Doug does slam down like a Thrun the Last Troll or something.
Or Sigarda, Thrun. There's a bunch of creatures you can just slam down, which Mark will probably never be able to deal with.
Damnation. Don't expect to see that one in this matchup.
Yeah. Plays Damnation. I may have to call shenanigans here. Hillick's killing the bird. Can't let you get to 5 here. Just can't allow it. Just casually rips land, plays Angel.
I feel like I'd rather like have that point at the spike feeder there.
Yeah. I definitely would have aimed at the Spike Feeder as well, since Doug already has 4 lands in play, and all 3 colors.
Yep, double white, double black, double green. Triple green.
Yeah. So, I don't know if I agree with that target there.
We'll see how it shapes up later. He does have some white cards in hand. They look like possibly like Path to Exiles or possibly more Valor Stances.
eat the bird for damage.
Okay, so I got myself at 10 after that, and you're going to be at 17.
Yep.
All right.
The Scoot is doing work.
Yep, double path in hand. So he does. That's what it looks like. I know he has at least 1 path. So he does have the possibility of just getting rid of every creature.
Looks like Thoughtseize from Doug here.
I am curious though if he has a red spell in hand because he
Nope,
is
Spellskite.
he is keeping up the Raging Ravine instead of the other white source.
How would you evolution my spike?
Response.
So it's get sacrificed. It's part of the effect.
Part of the cost, he does have
Yeah,
to
it's an
sack it.
additional cost. I have to sacrifice a creature.
In that case,
I feel like you just let this happen.
Yeah. I don't think there's really anything Mark can do. Definitely happy I just picked up a place out of this card. Feel like it's definitely going to be a strong player.
Yep.
Go get Sigarda, make sure Mark can never ever deal with it and just beat him into the ground with a worship on board. Sounds like a good game plan, right?
Seems fine.
Yep, that's the game plan. hope you have a wrath.
Yeah.
Tap the spell site.
And go get me a land here. Too bad this 5/5 Scoos still won't win this race.
Mm-hmm.
Just randomly has Kosali Pride Mage.
Reclamation Sage would be pretty nice here.
It's more likely to be Kosali Pride Mage than Reclamation Sage.
Mm-hmm.
No blocks, down to 7.
Oh, dang. I thought you would block.
Yeah. Pretty unlikely here.
Voice and a Path, it looks like. Neither one of which are going to do much good here.
This is an interesting game plan here from Doug. Like game one, just getting it through like a combo, and then possibly boarding out some of the combo, but keeping some in, and then like having Worship as an alternate win with like cards like Sidgarda or possibly Thrun the Last Troll. Just troll effects, maybe even troll Aztec, because like there's that deck running around a little bit.
You mean
like
Troll
casual-
Ascetic?
Troll Ascetic. And just like creatures with regenerated and Shroud.
Go Troll Shroud.
Mm-hmm.
No blocks.
If we're going to troll people, we should do it appropriately. Go to 1.
Mark swings from lethal, goes to 1.
That has to be annoying. It's like, need to find Kosali Pride Mage, have 2 draws to do it in.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he only has 1 draw to do it in.
Yep.
Gotta thin the deck. Thin the deck.
Yeah.
I guess he actually does have 2 because he has the Reach Land.
Yep, he can't block. If there was a way for him to make his reach land bigger, he could stay off the Sidgarda.
Unfortunately, I don't think that will be an option here.
Yeah.
Because Sigarda's coming in for 7. And he has a Resto in hand as well. Don't even bother with the Restoration Angel, just keep beating in.
Yep. Sing for half his life total. Put him at 6.
Pass the turn.
Faster. Play Essence Depleter.
I don't even know what that is.
It was like the Eldrazi's like sort of answer against the worship strategies from the other Eldrazi's. It's like it's 2 and a black for a 2/3. It costs 1 and a waste to per opponent loses a life, you gain a life.
And because it isn't damage, Worship doesn't stop it.
Mm-hmm. You're just dead.
End of your turn, give you a token, make a Restoration Angel.
So I got
Play birds.
All the flying creatures here.
Mm-hmm.
Flying Worship beats.
Yep.
Township. Yeah.
And
Attack
beats.
with
I would attack with the Restoration Angel here.
Oh yeah, definitely. Put you to 1.
Mm-hmm.
so you take
1 to 1.
You may go.
Alright. Let's
This is how real Magic gets played.
Yeah, I would say it's close, but
It's really not.
mm-hmm.
This is the draw Pride Mage or lose.
Yeah.
Big rips from Mark or no? This is the deciding factor.
Just reveal it. Just reveal it to all players.
Should have just slammed it on Windmill Slammed.
Draw it.
Pay 3 mana. Lightning Bolt.
And
Yeah,
definitely
it
prevents it.
Reads it real quick. Nope.
I also brought in Sigarda, but I can't 2 or 4.
Sigarda's a pretty good card.
Looks like Sigarda was a game plan for both players there.
Mm-hmm.
If I own more.
As Doug said, Sigarda is a pretty good card.
Yeah. Another one dug here, and the evolution just keeps on evolving.
Oh yeah.
We'll be back for next round here. Hopefully, we'll see some more interesting action going on.
You take 6. The painful truths are extremely painful for you. And these stupid scions are protecting me from Liliana.
Is it combat? Yeah. 10.
Actual stone rain. This is what are you doing? Go. This is the situation. This is why.